Oi mates, what's up? You all know it. You all love it. The one form of state we all have. Now, all of us together. Democracy! Sorry, but you get the point. We all know the good old democracy of Uncle Sam. But in all honesty, is it a true democracy? I don't think so. And here's why. To understand why the United States democracy is not as free as you think, we need to have a look at it. The United States government consists of three main branches. First, the legislative. This branch is mainly responsible for laws. The branch consists of two smaller branches, the Senate with its 100 senators and the House of Representatives. Those people make the decisions for new laws, war, and how the US spends its money. Next up is the executive branch. That's where the president is.
China. You go over to China, 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 China. You take China.
China.
China. I love them. China. China, 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 China. I have to have my China.
Its main jobs are law enforcement and governing. It consists of the president, vice president, and the cabinet departments. Also, there are independent agencies like NASA and the CIA. But these aren't interesting for us today. The cabinet departments have three main departments, each overseeing other important and smaller departments. Last up is the judicial branch. This branch's main job is checking if laws apply to the Constitution. This branch consists of only the Supreme Court and the low federal courts. Together, those three branches work on keeping the democracy in place. Now, obviously, the legislative branch and the judicial branch don't concern us as much as the executive branch does. And you can't really talk about democracy nowadays without talking about the president.
Now singing bing bong bong bing bong bong bing bong bong. Now singing bing bong bong bing bong bong bing bong bong. Now singing bing bong bong.
If you have somehow no idea what a president is, first off, what the hell are you doing? Second of all, you can think of a president as like the CEO of United States. He is the head of the military. And depending on when this video will come out, the current president is Donald J. Trump. If you want to know who he is and why most of the world thinks he sucks, check out my last video. There I will explain to you just how interesting of a person he is. Let's have a look on how the president is chosen. Every 4 years, the people of America can vote for a Democratic president or a Republican president.
Wait,
Yes,
so the USA has just two parties?
I mean, other parties do exist, but they are more of a joke than a real government. In European democracies, like Germany, people vote for a party. If this party doesn't gain more than 50% of the votes, a coalition has to be formed with another party. Now, the one party with more votes inside of the coalition typically places the presidential candidate in power. And there are a whole lot of parties in states like Germany. And that's basically it for the German/European presidential election. The people just vote for parties, who then set up the president. But inside of the United States, that's a really different story. In the United States, the people do not vote for the president directly. They are electing delegates. Delegates are people who vote on behalf of the original voters. They are the ones who actually vote for the presidential candidates.
Hello
Each
there.
candidate gets a certain number of delegates, depending on how many votes the delegates got. Each party chooses 2 presidential candidates.
So you can basically tell who's becoming president even by just looking at the delegates that got voted?
Yes, basically. The votes of the delegates then decide which presidential candidate will become the party's president of choice. Once the 2 parties have decided which person they want as president, the actual vote begins on the first Tuesday after the first Monday of November. Now, registered voters can vote for a voter. If that sentence sounds stupid to you, that's because it is. The people vote for someone who then votes the candidate. Now, each state has a different number of electors. The number of electors is depending on the population of the state. A state with a higher population has more electors than a state with less population. The electors cannot vote for the president they wish. In 48 of the states, there is a rule called winner take all. This rule means that the winner of that state gets all the possible votes. Let's say a state has 100 electors. If at the end of a voting day one party has more voters than the other, like 74 to 26, that means that the party with 74 electors gets all 100 votes, and the losing party gets no votes at all. There is a total of 538 electors. The candidate who can secure more than half of those votes becomes president.
So it's theoretically possible for one guy to get more votes from the people than the other and still lose?
Yes. In my opinion, this is stupid. Because what is a democracy? For me, it means that every person's vote is equal. The fact that a lot of the votes just get deleted halfway through the process makes it hard to actually believe that the USA has a true democracy. In my opinion, the president who actually comes to power does not fully reflect the choice the people made for the president. In Germany, however, the people directly vote for a party which has only one presidential candidate. Now, after knowing all that, the American title Land of the Free sounds a lot more wrong, doesn't it? Well, please tell me your opinion about this in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinion about this. But otherwise, that's it for today, folks. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!